Now, for its part, BP has reiterated that it's not looking to issue new equity at the moment. A quick check on shares of BP. They're down 43% since the explosion in the Gulf of Mexico today. They're trading around about 2%. Here we go. They're trading at just under 370 pence at the moment.
Judith, well, for more on all of this, we can now speak to Christopher Kummer. He's a professor at the University, or the Institute of Mergers, Acquisitions and Alliances at Webster University, and he joins us now from Zurich. Christopher, it does look like it would be a perfect fit. Some sovereign wealth fund from the Middle East that knows about oil, that's worked with BP in the past, taking a 10 or even more % stake. Do you think this is going to be likely?
Well, I think, the likelihood is there, but, does it make sense is the other question. And as you pointed out in your discussions earlier this morning, distressed investments are of a totally different nature. In distressed situations, you usually would not aim for a minority stake. You would like to have, some substantial influence over the company, over the situation. And the situation with BP is very difficult. So even if the influence would be there, I don't think that this makes sense.
Christopher, why does it not make sense? Is there actually a danger that BP will decide to sell off a stake on the cheap side, just to make sure that it has enough money to possibly pay for liabilities in the States?
There are two sides to the story. One is the Middle East, doesn't make sense for investors from the Middle East to increase their exposure to that sort of energy, and does it help them to create, a vision for future challenges of the region? So, this is a big question mark whether they should go much more into that direction. I would say they shouldn't. They have clearly other alternatives, but also for BP, it's really a question, what is the alternative, and how could they, solve the situation? There are options. You've mentioned already how much money they set aside for solving the issues that they have. And the question is, is that really enough? If the legal system in the US is like it is, you don't know actually, how high the liabilities might be. So there might be an alternative, like setting up a fund and actually, spinning off all the assets and letting BP go bankrupt. To solve the situation. I think that could also be a realistic solution.
Christopher, if I speak to you in 2 years from now, are you going to tell me that actually BP will be the more or less same asset as we have now, or is a breakup completely inevitable at this point?
They will be, if they still exist, they will be much weaker through that catastrophe. And so, the tobacco industry, for instance, has done the same with the US business and the international business. So why not learn from other industries and do the same tactical moves? I think, if they treat that in an ethical and fair way, it's something they could do.
Christopher Kummer, thanks so much.